Okay, hello guys. So this reading again is gonna be on Katseye, but this is gonna be I think part 3. It's probably part 3 because I had an extra part of the question where it was like mono focus questions. It was like mono in the label. So I decided, to separate it to keep everything from being too clustered, especially after part 1, because baby, that reading was humongous. It was exhausting and I will never do that again. But anyway, back to this whole reading or whatever. This reading is going to be on mono, and I'm assuming the label Hybe Geffen. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Geffen. Is it Geffen? I'm not sure. You guys will tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong or right, okay? I'll definitely next time double check on how to pronounce that. But I think the first one is called Hybe, Hybe. And then we have Geffen. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right again. But anyway, back to the reading. These questions are focused on this group / label. I think it's a label. And the Katseye member Manon. So let's see what we're about to do. The first question is, does Hybe Geffen dislike Manon? Okay, so tarot card on the left represents Hybe and Geffen's collective energy. I'm assuming they're tied together. Hopefully I'm correct, but we'll pull the energy on whichever label or whatever we're getting for this read, okay? But I'm pretty sure you're connected somehow. Like the person that worded it seems like they're interlooped. So hopefully the reading goes great and we get the answer that we're looking for. But anyway, tarot card on the left represents the collective energy of Hybe and Geffen. And then the tarot card on the right represents, do they dislike Manon? And the tarot card in the middle represents the collective energy between the collective energy of Hybe and Geffen, and do they like Manon? So let's flip the cards over and see what we get. So tarot card on the left we have for the collective energy of this Hybe and Geffen, we have the 9 of Wands. Tarot card on the right we have for do they dislike Manon. We have the reverse 9 of Swords. I'm seeing 9. That's not a good sign. And tarot card in the middle we have for collective energy between two. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, okay. That makes sense. These are labels. Okay. Wait a minute. So this question is coming off like there's some type of issues going on between the Hybe and Geffen and Manon. But my cards are telling me with the 9 of Wands upright, 10 of Pentacles upright, and 9 of Swords in reverse, I don't think they dislike Manon. Personally, allegedly for person, I don't think they dislike her. Honestly, I think that she's a moneymaker. I know a lot of you might be surprised by that. Yeah. Okay, so let me explain. So the 9 of Wands that came out for the collective energy between Hybe and Geffen, hopefully again I'm pronouncing that right, it's the 9 of Wands, which is protecting what is yours, making sure no one oversteps the boundaries. You have walls up to protect this valuable thing. You're being persistent on wanting to push this thing because you see money, value, investment, and success in it. Connect that 9 of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles, which is legacy, career boost. You will be able to expand, make a lot of money, become successful. Your business is going to explode in popularity, yada yada. So this has to do with Manon, which means they see Manon as a good investment for them and their company to make some money. So basically, they see her as a moneymaker. And then we have the reverse 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords upright will be more of a card that has to do with sadness, depression, anxiety, everything falling apart. Your life is ruined. What's another word? You're mentally and physically exhausted. You don't know what to do with yourself. Life in shambles, yada, yada, yada. But it's in reverse, which means there's hope, there's healing, being able to, cope, work with this and still make something. If you connect the reverse 9 of Swords with the 9 of Pentacles is if there is problems between Mono in this label, in these labels or whatever, it feels like it's something that can be pushed away or ignored to focus on what's important, which is making money, and being successful. That's all they care about. This label only cares about money and success. I don't think they dislike Mono. They do see her value in her money. They do see her value because she's making the money, or she's doing what she's supposed to do, which is making the money. And think, I do think if there are any type of problems, I feel like they're very meaningless, and they can be pushed away, ignored, or fixed, or whatever, so they can focus on what's important, which is success and make money. Yada yada yada. I'm repeating myself, so let me just cut to the chase. So, do I think Hybe and Geffen dislike Mono? Personally, for me, allegedly for entertainment purposes, I don't think I don't think they dislike her. I do think they see I do think they see her value. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. They see her value. They do not dislike her. I don't feel any strong negative emotions like, oh my gosh, she's such a problem. We need to get rid of her. She doesn't listen. I'm not picking up any of that. I'm picking up like maybe there's some like little bit things like little nitpicky things, but they're nitpicky. You're looking for a problem. They're nitpicky, but they're nothing serious because it's not affecting the main gist of it, the main goal that they have with Mana, which is her making money and bring success towards the group and the label. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, next question. Quick stop, real quick, before I move on to the next question. When I was about to pick back up my tarot deck and shuffle for the next question, it's weird. I heard like a random thought in my head of, oh, they don't see her as the problem, but others do. I don't know why I randomly just heard it in my head. It's almost like Hybe or Geffen, whatever, wherever this label is called, doesn't see they don't dislike Mono, but others dislike Mono. So it makes me think: is it the public that dislike Mono? Is it a group that dislike Mono? I feel like it's a public because I pulled on the group and only a few people dislike Mono. I'm pretty sure. So I feel like maybe it's just the public that don't vibe with Mono. That's very interesting. Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to tell you guys that random thought that popped in my head before I proceed forward with the next question. Okay, so the next question is: did Hybe and Geffen use the documentary to fuel hate against Mono? I actually did hear about this because I think that's one of the reasons why I even knew what Katseye was, because I've heard there was like a scandal involving a documentary. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I didn't watch the documentary. I just knew it was like problem. People were like upset about it. So I'm very interested in this question. So let's see. So tarot card on the left represents Hybe and Geffen's collective energy. Tarot card on the right represents, did Hybe and Geffen use the documentary to fuel hate against Mono? And the tarot card in the middle will represent the collective energy between Hybe and Geffen. And did they use the documentary to fuel hate against Mono? So let's hop into it. The tarot card love we have is for the collective energy between Hybe and Geffen. We have the Four Wands. A tarot card on the right we have for, did Hybe and Geffen use the documentary to fuel hate against Mono? We have the Lovers card, okay? And the tarot card in the middle we have for the collective energy between, Hybe and Geffen, and did they use the documentary to fuel hate against Mono? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, this reading. I don't know what I expected from this reading. I don't know why I must say, wow, this reading didn't go how I expected, but then I didn't expect a lot from this reading. So a lot of people might be extremely surprised. Someone told me a lot of people are going to be surprised by my reading. Of course, this is all allegedly for entertainment purposes. You don't have to believe me, but I'm gonna tell you how it is and what my cards say. Just on first glance, like we got the Four Wands, Queen of Pentacles in the Lovers card. You sure they were the ones fueling hate? I'm not trying to point fingers, but I don't think they were doing that. Like, I really don't think they were doing that. I think they actually like Mono because Mono's the Queen of Pentacles. She's making that money. She's like, it's giving like cash cow. And the four wands represents, Hybe and Geffen. They're like a union, they're a group, they're a community, they work together. And the lover card, again, it's a union, a group working together, trying, I guess you could say connect, harmonize, be on the same page. And I pulled the Lovers card for did Hybe and Geffen use the documentary to fuel the hate against Manon? Is no, they're working together. They won't. Okay, the Lovers card, air energy, connecting to the Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Like it's giving off like Hybe and Geffen, whatever they're called. They're working together with the Katseye group or whatever to make sure that Mono and whoever are doing what they're supposed to be doing so they make their money. So they would, in a sense, sabotage their money cow or whatever it's called, their meal ticket or whatever you want to call it. They're not going to just sabotage that when they're actively working together to build something or make something with this group. And because of that, I'm having a hard time seeing that they are trying to use the documentary to fuel hate towards Manon. I don't think it's them doing that. Like I said earlier, when I pulled those first cards, and before I pulled these cards, and when I heard that random thought just go through my head when I was about to shuffle, why do I feel like, is the public the one fueling hate towards Manon? That's my thing. Like, I don't think they are purposely trying to fuel hate against Manon. They see her as money, as something to make money. The Queen of Pentacles, stability, comfort, bringing the bacon home. That saying, like bringing home the bacon to them, the company, the group. Like they feel like she contributes a lot. Again, I don't think they see Mono as much of a problem as people might think. I feel like people would be surprised to know that. Again, allegedly for entertainment purposes. Like, I could be even bold enough to say maybe Hybe and Geffen actually like Mana. They see her as, that Queen of Pentacles. Like, I don't know. Even though I remember when I did the first reading on Sophia in Mono, I think someone in the comments told me that Sophia is a leader of the group. But they do see Mono as someone very significant and important for the Katseye group and for it to be successful, make money. So, yeah, like all these cards are telling me like everybody's working together to be successful, be a good group. And I don't feel like guys, I really don't feel like they were fueling any type of hate towards Mono. Like again, I haven't watched the documentary, so I have no clue why people would think that. But then again, I did hear that documentary was like the factor that caused a scandal or something like that, or it was a scandal. I can't fully remember the details, but I know something with the documentary caused a scandal for this group. So I'm very curious what the heck happened with the documentary, because I don't feel like Hybe and Geffen were the ones making Mono look bad or causing hate or something like that. I don't think they were the ones doing that. It makes me think, was there like a, I don't know, miscommunication with the production? Does Mono just have a unlikable personality? Like, people get like bad vibes or something like that. It's like the public just didn't vibe with her or something like that. Did she say something controversial? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's other factors that could be playing into why Mono gets hate. I don't think it's Hybe and Geffen, because they wouldn't just sabotage Mono when Mono contributes to them getting money and success and recognition. I don't know. Something's not right there. Something's not right there. I don't think they're the ones fueling this hate towards Mono. Okay, next question we have is, are Hybe and Geffen setting up Mono? So again, more questions about Hybe and Geffen if they're the ones affected Mono. But hey, let's see if they're setting her up for something. Sometimes you can set someone up for failure without even trying. So maybe whatever they're doing, they don't realize they're actually hurting Mono in the end versus helping her. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're trying so hard that it's making things worse. But let me not give them an excuse. Let me not give them benefit of the doubt. I'm just saying, based on what I'm collecting from the cards previously I pulled on, that could be the problem that's going on with Mono in this hate or dislike or this what's the word? This I don't know, this rumor or this I don't know, people's opinion that's going on of maybe Hybe and Geffen is the reason why Mono's getting this hate. I don't know. But anyway, let me just pull the rest of the card for this question. Okay, I just pulled some tarot card on the left represents the collective energy around, Hybe and Geffen. My apologies again if I'm pronouncing it completely wrong. Okay, and then tarot card on the right represent, are they setting up Mono? And tarot card in the middle just represents collective energy between the collective energy of Hybe and Geffen, and if they're setting up Mono. So let's see what we get. Tarot card on the left, which represents the collective energy of Hybe and Geffen. We have the reverse page of pentacles. Tarot card on the right, we have for, are they setting up Mono? We have the Eight of Cups. The tarot card in the middle, which is the tarot card that clarifies energy between Hybe and Geffen's energy, and if they're setting up Mono, we have the Hanged Man or the Hanged Woman. Okay, off first glance, I can tell you this: Hybe and Geffen, or wherever this label is called, I don't think they were prepared, or it still is prepared to handle that backlash or hate Mono gets, because this is giving me the reverse page of pentacles. That's giving me someone who's, I guess, stuck in their ways, being too stubborn, being a little too risky with their investments, like jumping the gun, not really being prepared, because the reverse page of pentacles, which is connecting to the hanged man or hanged woman, is giving me someone who is like someone who took a risk thinking it was just going to be like any other thing, but they did not count for something, because the hangman is kind of like a victim of circumstances. You think about it, because hangman, you hang someone out for a sacrifice, but that sacrifice is willing, and it's not what it looks like, put it like that. It's not how can I explain this? It's like Hybe and Geffen, they did something that it made it look like completely something else for Mono. And for some reason, they didn't correct it, because there was almost like fear of loss. Makes me think of fear, like repercussion, or fear of loss of money or something like that, for admitting your mistakes. They did something. I do think they did something. They didn't do it on purpose. They just did something that they didn't realize it was going to affect Mono, and receive this harsh reaction or these opinions about her, and they didn't correct it. Because if we go over to the Eight of Cups, that's giving abandoning, like, oops, let me turn around, walk the other way, like, like everybody's upset and disappointed, like, let me burn the evidence that I did this. See, it's like, they'll get over it. It's not gonna get too big, or it's not gonna blow up or nothing like that. And that Eight of Cups connecting to the Hangman, it did kind of blow up. It's almost like leaving Mono out to dry, or almost like a scapegoat, or a scapegoat or sacrifice. Like, well, let's just throw her out there. Like, it should go away. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I do feel like Hybe and Geffen underestimated something. They were being a little too somewhat reckless, and they did something that they didn't think would warrant the reaction towards Mono that she gives. And they backtracked. They didn't fix it. They didn't apologize. It's almost like they pretend like they were never there, or they never did this and that. And they brushed it off as nothing, that almost like it would go away, when it didn't. It's almost like you abandoned somebody. It's like someone stepped on a booby trap, and it cause something to happen to everybody, like this and that, and you just turn around, run away, like, oops, Bell, like, oops, you guys got this. Da, da, da. That's my thing. I don't think they set her up on purpose. That's my thing. It feels accidental. It feels like a chain reaction. Is the word I'm looking for, a chain reaction. They did this thing without even thinking about how this will affect others, aka Mono, and it did, and they didn't do anything to stop it or fix it. That's the real tea right there. They didn't. It's like they knew they effed up or they did something that caused this. They didn't think it would be that bad, and it did get that bad, and they didn't fix it or correct it. It's just like, whatever, it's fine, it'll go away, or da 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 da, whatever excuse they were thinking about. It's almost like they didn't want to accept failure or accept that they were wrong about something, or they were too big headed. Big headed. It just feels like, I wouldn't say ego. There could be a little ego in there. It feels more, I guess, careless in a way. It feels like they were just careless when it came to something for Mono. I'm not sure what this is. Of course, you guys would know. I just feel like they were careless. And I do think with the Eight of Cups, they did try to walk away, brush off like nothing happened. Proceed like usual. Everybody just do what you usually do, and assume people will get over it or forget about it or brush it off. But that I guess hate or dislike for Mono or whatever it is, continue to follow the group as they proceed forward. That's something that they did not expect. They did not expect the continuous hate or dislike or whatever towards Mono. And they thought it would eventually go away, but it didn't. And they almost pretend like they had no part in this accidental fault of theirs that they made, this miscalculation they made. Like it's really giving me like it's giving me like, oh yeah, someone got to be the bad guy, like, oh well, like it's really giving me that type of ish, like, it is what it is type of vibes, like that very nonchalant, like, oops, well, it is what it is. It happened. Nothing I can do about it, when you could do something about it. You chose not to. You could have stopped it at the source when it first happened, but you didn't. It is all because you didn't want to take the blame. You didn't want to seem wrong. That's what I'm saying. It does feel like a little bit of ego there. I wondered, like I said, what is this misinterpretation? Misinterpreting something. Were they trying to paint Mono in a light where it's almost like she's a victim, or she's um in need of like support, or like the underdog? I don't know what happened or what they did that they did not think through. Like they didn't see, like, it's almost like they were not being like down to earth or relatable. Like it's almost like they lost touch of what they were doing, and it didn't translate well. It didn't translate well at all. It's almost like they were trying to make something or do something and have like the members come off as something. I wonder if that's the whole, like, how they like to push like identities on like members, like, oh, this is the bad girl, this is the girl next door, this is like the pretty hyper feminine. Like I wonder if they were trying to like label the Katseye members, and whatever type of label or whatever they was trying to do with Mono, it kind of like backfire, or it didn't translate well or something like that. I wonder if that's the problem. I wonder. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna pull some more cards because I feel like I need more clarification, to be honest with you. I'm gonna pull some more cards real quick. Okay, I pulled 3 more tarot cards, and we have the tarot card on the left, Empress card, tarot card in the middle, reverse Knight of Cups, tarot card on the right, we have the Ten of Cups. Again, with the question, I do not think they set up Mono. I really do not think they set up Mono. I just think there's some type of mistake that was made. The reverse Knight of Cups, delusional, very emotional response from 10 of Cups to community. Did not get the response they thought. Them coming out as people's cards, the mother, the nurturer, we put this together, we nurture this group to be this and that. And we thought we were doing the right thing, but it came off less positive, nice, loving, caring, like a family. It came off as less of a family. It came off a little self-centered, the reverse Knight of Cups. Very independent. It's like their message, it's almost like they were trying to make it seem, I don't know, it's like it's giving me like, oh, we're trying to make it seem they're very close, to a family, da da da. And somehow, I don't know how the F that gets misinterpreted into someone being seen as, vain and self-centered and everything's all about me, attitude. I'm not sure how the heck that happened, but somehow the fans or community or whatever responded or saw it that way. Like I said, I have not seen the documentary. I have not seen uh a lot of why people don't like Manon. I haven't seen a lot of it. I'm just going off my cards. You guys will tell me what exactly caused this hate, or what is it that people hate about Mono, okay? You guys will tell me that. I'm just telling you guys, Hybe and Geffen did not set up Mono. They did not create this hate. They're not fueling this hate or whatever these questions are asking about this whole Mono situation. They didn't do none of that. They didn't do none of that. Honestly, I feel like they could have messed something up, like how they were trying to either make Mono be perceived as. I don't know. I just feel like there could be some misinterpretations with that. But for the most part, any type of hate Mono gets, it's because of the fans or something being misinterpreted. Or it could just be Mono's personality. To be honest with you, I just don't feel like Hybe and Geffen are the reasons behind the Mono problems and hate. I don't think they set this girl up or this woman up at all. Honestly, I feel like their active goal was to make everyone, including Mono, seem as a perfect family, a perfect group. And something got messed up because there's like this idealistic perception, possibly about Mono being very, a jerk, rude, vain, maybe materialistic, only care about myself, selfish. Like she could come off very negative, especially how the public sees her negative. So I'm not sure what the heck happened. I really don't know. That really wasn't their goal at all. They were trying to create this union. Everybody's perfect and love each other, yada yada yada. But somehow, some way, it did not end up that way. Like things did not go as expected. Like something just didn't go as expected. Like sometimes it just don't hit. Think about when labels try to push someone on the public, like they're really trying to push this artist and stuff like that. That's what people like call them, like industry plants. And people like, yeah, no, don't push this artist on us. We don't want that, da da da. And people just become negative towards the artist because the label's pushing them. And I feel like I'm not saying that's what happened. I just feel like things just happen. Like they could be doing a completely different thing and do not get the results that they're looking for. And I feel like they did not get the results they were looking for by the reaction that the public have towards Mono. But yeah, so sorry, I don't want to talk in circles. I'm trying to like make sure to answer the question and give you the reason why. I have pulled more cards. It's giving me very similar energy and similar answers. I just don't think Hybe and Geffen would ruin their moneymaker or try to sabotage their whatever group or Katseye that's doing them very well, like giving them success, whatever. I don't think they would just actively sabotage the group before it even happens. Especially since Katseye, from our previous pulls, they seem to be doing what they're supposed to be doing. So there's no reason to sabotage anyone. No one's acting out of line in their opinion. That they seem as nothing that they see as a problem. Put it like that. I just feel like maybe the public just maybe the public just don't mess with Mono. Maybe the fans just don't like Mono, or Maybe Mono doesn't have a likable personality. I don't know. I don't know her personality at all. I'm just trying to give like possibilities. I can definitely see the public or the fans just not vibing with Mono, or like them seeing her a certain type of way. They have like a different perspective of Mono. I can definitely see that happening, but I just don't see the Hybe and Geffen group being the source of this Mono hates and or mono hate campaign. I just don't see them being a source. That's all I'm trying to say and tell you guys. But anyway, I guess that's all. That's all the questions? I think they are. Oh wait, look, I missed one question. How does Mono deal with all the hate and negativity? Okay, that's a perfect question to end this reading on. Let's see. Okay, I pulled my last 3 tarot cards. These tarot cards are going to be on how does Mono deal with the hate and negativity that she receives. So the first tarot card on the left represents Mono's energy. Tarot card on the right represents, how does Mono deal with the hate and negativity that she receives. And tarot card in the middle will clarify the energy between Mono's energy and how does she deal with the hate and negativity that she receives. So tarot card on the left that represents Mono's energy. We have the Page of Swords. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I'll come back to that. Tarot card on the right, it represents, how does Mono deal with the hate and negativity she receives. We have the reverse Page of Cups. Wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. And tarot card in the middle, it represents a clarification of the energy of Mono's energy and how does she deal with the negativity and hates she receives. We have the reverse Six of Wands. Wow, I'm surprised. First glance, I don't think Mono cares. Or maybe I guess the word would be I don't think she's that bothered. That reverse Page of Cups. Immaturity, being delusional. It's also being emotional, being a little crybaby towards negativity, but brushing it off. She seems to be mentally strong and she knows what she is, or she knows what she's about. It's giving me ego. It's almost like clashing of ego. It's almost like the negativity makes her want to prove herself even more. It's giving like, a child looking for validation or something like that, or wanting to prove himself. It's like Mono turns the hate and negativity into motivation or passion to do more and do better, which is kind of crazy. So like a lot of you guys would be surprised because that Page of Swords and the reverse Six of Wands, because the reverse Six of Wands is definitely like people trying to cancel her, hate, negativity, trying to rain on your parade, stuff like that. That's definitely that card. But next to that Page of Swords, which is someone who's very confident, good mental energy, like she's aware of the hate, she sees the hate, but because that Page of Swords is upright, is giving unbothered, I don't think it's mentally affecting her like it doesn't come off as when you see hate. Some people are not good at handling a lot of hate online. They get very defensive, they take it very personally. They can mess up with their mental health, make them depressed, make them feel, think bad things or bad thoughts and stuff like that. But she seems 100% fine, allegedly for entertainment purposes, in my opinion. She seems very fine. The only thing I see is a very childish response. I guess you could see it as childish. Maybe it's almost like when people say something negative, it's almost like you want to prove them wrong. Like, okay, this is giving me motivation to either do better and prove you wrong, or play into your nonsense just to make you mad. Because I can see both ways, because that childish energy from the reverse Page of Cups, I can see her being petty and like playing into it, like, oh, I guess I'm the bad guy now, like playing into it. But I can also see her with her ego wanting to prove people wrong about her and all this negativity. They say like, oh, Mono's a bad dancer. Okay, guess what? I'm gonna practice more and get good at dancing. Mono's a bad singer. Guess what? I'm gonna practice more and get better. Just so you can say that I'm the bad one, or I'm the what's it called? The weakest link or something like that. I can see some pettiness and doing stuff like that too. But for the gist of it, I don't think she's that that affected or that bothered by the hate and negativity than most people might realize. I do see her using it as inspiration to do more, be better. Like I said earlier, it's low key kind of petty and for petty reasons. But I could also see her playing into it, people painting you out to be the bad guy or the worst person. Well, I guess I'm, I'll play along like, like, oh, Mono's never serious. Well, I guess I'm gonna be goofy now, Or Mono, always, I don't know, wear this. Well, I guess I'm gonna wear this more often now. Like, I can see that too. I can see a little of everything here, but I don't see like sadness, depressed, hate your life, or want to stay offline, or don't want to be a K-pop or artist or a music artist anymore. I don't see any of that. I don't see no regrets or nothing like that at all. Again, this makes me very interested in Mono as a person, like what she's about. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, if I was getting the hate that she's getting, like, if I was getting the hate that she's getting, baby, I would have disactivated everything. I would not be online. Like, I cannot handle that. Like, I'm very picky when it comes to stuff like that, and I'm all about protecting my peace, making sure my mental health is perfect. But for her, she don't seem that bothered. I just see, I see pettiness and childish behaviors from, wanting to poke the fans or prove the fans wrong, and or get a reaction, this and that. But for the most part, it doesn't seem very negative. It seems actually quite surprising and quite inspirational, especially since I've heard the K-pop groups be getting all types of ish because of stands and stuff like that, which is crazy because I could have swore I heard that in a lot of countries like Korea, there's like really, really bad bullying. People are always like against bullying, but the fans or the public or whatever, I think they're called like netizens or something. I don't know what they're called, but they bully the K-pop idols. I don't know. It's kind of weird. There's a lot of things I do not understand about the whole K-pop sphere that I'm still trying to learn as I'm doing these readings on these K-pop groups. I'm not 100% if Katseye is considered a K-pop group. I'm assuming they are. I'm assuming. I don't know. You guys will tell me if I'm wrong. But these are just things that I noticed. Like when people don't like it when a member of a K-pop group possibly bullying another person, yet these fans bully the idols. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't understand. I really don't understand it. I'm trying to. I do know, like, it's the internet, so people do things that don't make sense, and a lot of people are hypocrites. So I don't know. I don't know. I do, like, again, I'm not trying to repeat myself, but I do think Mono is doing okay. I don't think she's letting the hate bother her as much as people might think, which is a very good thing. Hopefully she keeps it up. Hopefully she doesn't get too much in her ego. Like I said, poking fun at the fans. That can go either way. Either way, be careful with that, because people be petty. I'm being angry. Just like you be petty, fans can be petty too. Shit. They can be like, okay, poke fun at us. We won't support you. It can be some crazy crap like that. But anyway, I think that's all the questions when it comes to Mono and Hybe Geffen. Let me double check real quick. Documentary dislike. How does she handle the hate? Yeah, okay. I think that's all the questions when it comes to a Mono and Hybe and Geffen involvement with Mono. Ooh, God, I'm telling you, I am mentally drained. I'm not surprised. Like, after part one, like, it took me 2 days to do these readings in these parts. And I feel like because part one took so much of my energy, I was like, kind of like, I wouldn't say I was rushing through part two-ish, three-ish. I just feel like I was like trying to get it done, 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 done. Like I was ready to get out that energy because I was just drained. But anyway, Definitely leave some comments below if I missed any type of important questions, or if there's more questions you would like me to pull on. It doesn't even have to be about, Katseye. It can be about, any K-pop group or whatever. Leave down recommendations. I'm probably gonna be behind on them, but of course I'll eventually get to them. So just give me some time. I do work. Oof, baby, I work 7 to 8 hours. So you have to give me some time. Let me rest. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.